ideas rule the world. But what if the richest place on Earth isn't Silicon Valley or Wall Street, but the graveyard? Today we're diving into a provocative theory that challenges everything we think we know about innovation and success.
Wow, that's a bold claim. What's the basis for this intriguing idea?
Well, it comes from Dr. Jonathan Chuma's book, The Theory of Ideas. He argues that the graveyard is where we find the greatest untapped resources, all those brilliant ideas that people never acted on before they died. It's a pretty sobering thought, isn't it?
It certainly is. So what's Chuma's solution to this problem? How does he propose we unleash all these dormant ideas?
Great question. Chuma emphasizes the importance of collaboration and action. He argues that we need to create platforms where ideas can be shared, evaluated, and implemented. It's not just about having great ideas, it's about bringing them to life through teamwork and persistence.
That makes sense. It reminds me of Thomas Edison's famous quote, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." Chuma seems to be advocating for that 99%, right?
Exactly. And he goes even further by introducing what he calls the three variables that can foster change: ignorance, unbelief, and inconsistency. Now, you might think these are negative traits, but Chuma frames them as opportunities for growth.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, he argues that addressing these three variables is key to personal and professional development. So, combating ignorance with knowledge, overcoming unbelief with a paradigm shift, and replacing inconsistency with persistent action. It's a holistic approach to problem solving and innovation.
That's fascinating. It sounds like Chuma is really challenging conventional wisdom about success and innovation. Does he offer any practical framework for implementing these ideas?
Absolutely. This is where his IDEAS acronym comes in. It stands for Innovation, Development, Experience, Action, and Synergy. Chuma presents these as building blocks for turning theory into reality. Let's break it down, shall we?
Sure, that would be helpful.
Okay, so innovation is about finding new approaches to existing challenges. Development is the ongoing process of growth and improvement. Experience emphasizes learning from those who have mastered their disciplines. Action is the critical step of consistently implementing ideas. And synergy is about all these elements working together to produce an effect greater than the sum of their parts.
That's quite comprehensive. It seems like Chuma is advocating for a multifaceted approach to success. But I'm curious, how does this tie back to his earlier points about collaboration and the richest place on Earth being the graveyard?
Well, that's the beauty of Chuma's theory. He's essentially saying that success isn't just about individual brilliance or even hard work. It's about creating an ecosystem where ideas can flourish. By addressing those three variables and implementing the IDEAS framework, we can potentially tap into that vast reservoir of unrealized potential that he metaphorically places in the graveyard.
I see. So it's not just about preventing our own ideas from dying with us, but also about creating a culture where all ideas have the opportunity to be heard and developed.
Exactly. And this is where Chuma's work really shines, in my opinion. He's not just presenting a theory, he's offering a practical framework for implementation. It's a call to action, really to not just think, but to do.
That's a powerful message. I'm wondering though, how does this apply in real-world situations? Can you give an example of how someone might use Chuma's framework?
Sure thing. Let's say you're a software developer with an idea for an app that could revolutionize urban transportation. Using Chuma's framework, you'd start with innovation, refining your idea, and looking at the problem from multiple angles. Then you'd move to development, continuously improving your concept and perhaps creating a prototype.
Okay, that makes sense. And I guess experience would involve learning from others in the field?
Exactly. You might seek out mentors or study successful transportation apps. Then comes action, actually building the app and getting it to market. And finally, synergy would involve collaborating with others, perhaps partnering with city planners or transportation experts to maximize the app's impact.
I see how it all fits together now. It's really about taking a holistic approach to innovation and problem solving.
Precisely. And what's particularly interesting is how Chuma ties this back to his earlier points about the three variables. He suggests that knowledge, belief, and consistency need to be applied to each element of ideas for success. So in our app example, you'd need to continuously educate yourself, believe in your idea even in the face of setbacks, and consistently apply effort across all stages of development.
That's a lot to take in. It sounds like Chuma is really challenging us to rethink our approach to problem solving and personal growth. What do you think are the key takeaways from the theory of ideas?
Well, I'd say the main messages are: don't let your ideas die with you. Collaborate with others to bring ideas to fruition. Address the barriers of ignorance, unbelief, and inconsistency, and apply the ideas framework consistently. But beyond that, I think Chuma is pushing us to value the experience of others, to be willing to see problems from multiple perspectives, and to understand that lasting change requires consistent effort across multiple domains.
So, true. It's not just about having a eureka moment, but about the long, often challenging process of turning that moment into reality.
Exactly. And I think that's a message that resonates in many areas of life, from personal development to business innovation to societal change. It's about recognizing that great ideas are just the beginning. It's what we do with those ideas that really matters.
Well said. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Just this: whether you agree with all of Dr. Chuma's points or not, his book challenges us to examine how we approach problems and implement solutions. It's a reminder that ideas have power, but only if we give them life through action and collaboration. So I'd encourage our listeners to reflect on their own ideas and ask themselves, what am I doing to bring these to fruition? Who can I collaborate with to make these ideas a reality? How can I apply the ideas framework in my own life for work?
Those are great questions to ponder. And I think they highlight another important aspect of Chuma's work, the emphasis on personal responsibility. He's not just presenting a theory, he's calling on each of us to take action.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing our own power to affect change, whether in our personal lives or in the broader world. Chuma's work is a call to action, but it's also a message of empowerment. It's saying that each of us has the potential to innovate, to solve problems, to make a difference if we're willing to put in the work and collaborate with others.
That's a powerful message. And it's one that I think is particularly relevant in today's world, where we're facing complex, interconnected challenges that require innovative solutions.
Couldn't agree more. And that wraps up our discussion of The Theory of Ideas by Dr. Jonathan Chuma. We hope you found it as thought-provoking as we have. Remember, ideas are just the beginning. It's what we do with them that counts. So keep thinking, keep collaborating, and most importantly, keep acting on those ideas.